Welcome back. The game is already underway. The players started while we were still in commercial break. They are hungry to figure it out. No goals scored, and we make it back just in time to see VQ Pluto knock one in, taking the lead for VQ Untethered. This is fine play right here. No one in net, and they punish very quickly. 3 minutes and 44 seconds remaining on the clock. VQ Untethered leads the series 2-1. They're able to knock this out. They do win $300. One of the biggest prizes in Rocket League history, and that is for third place. Right now, we are going to see Fireburner try to make something happen, but he's unable to do it. Lichinio, Waffle, and Pluto all marching up right now, extremely aggressive. Here's an aerial. Pluto's going to miss it, but Lichinio is there to keep the play alive. This is just some really impressive play from VQ Untethered right now. They're looking stronger than they did when they initially started. They are leading the series, but we did kind of see them looking like they were a little bit down in the dumps from their last matchup, kind of getting blown out 4-0 and getting knocked into this consolation bracket. Right now, we're actually going to move our camera over to Lichinio and see what he's up to. Grabs boost. He's looking to get back to help defensively right now. He manages to get around the ball and prevent himself from having a bad touch. If he accidentally hit the ball there, it would have pretty much definitely been a goal. He's still hanging back, playing a little bit defensively, but here he goes for the aerial to try to knock this in. He's gonna miss it. Moving our camera over though to Gambit. He's been doing a lot this game. He's really just he's a playmaker. Right now we have some dangerous play though. We're gonna get the own goal. That is a shot originally taken by Lichinio. Watching it in the replay right now, he goes up for the aerial, he takes the shot, and as we saw, that ended up being a little bit of an own goal. There's not much you can do though with an angle like that. That's just impressive. Impressive shot from Lichinio. Fireburner manages to knock this one out. It's moving into the orange back corner. Lichinio grabs the boost. Will he get back in net quick enough? He will. Grabbing boost yet again, an open blue net. Lichinio won't mess up here. Surely it goes in, and there it is. MW does break back quite quickly, but it's just not going to be enough. Look at this. That was almost a very nice save by MW. It ends up hitting the post, and Lichinio can just kind of follow through there. Only 2 minutes remaining. VQ Untethered is now leading by 3. It's looking pretty grim for the Kings of Urban. Right now we do have almost it was a pretty promising shot by the Kings of Urban, but it's just not going to be enough. They're starting to fall apart here, Kings of Urban. But as I say that, Gambit does kind of prove me wrong. Sneaks in one, still 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining on the clock. Plenty of time for them to potentially get an equalizer, potentially push this into overtime, or even win this match. Here we go, watching Gambit try to win this ball. Goes up for the aerial and just, that's not quick enough. You can't go up into the air. You kind of have to drop back into the net. Waffle's going to manage to get this very easily. That's another goal. The lead grows with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining on the clock. That was a pretty quick goal, too, for VQ Untethered. Watching how they stack up to this team is very interesting. They had a chance against Flipside Tactics earlier in the day, but it just kind of got away from them. They did get blown out 4-0, but they did play pretty well in the first 3 matches. By the 4th one, they slightly unraveled. These are the last 2 NA teams in the bracket. After this, we'll be moving to the finals bracket, which is dominated by EU teams. We have Perfect Storm and Flipside Tactics, which are 2 of the most well-balanced teams in this game right now. Sorry, I said Perfect Storm. I meant Swarm Gaming. And I'm super excited for this matchup. Oh, this is dangerous for Kings of Urban. Hanging out in front of the net. Pluto's going to keep this alive. Open net, and it manages to sneak in. Really kind of have to be looking at MW right now and ask, what are you doing? You're the defensive player on this rotation, and you just can't get back quick enough multiple times. You need to maybe stop cheating out of net so much. It appears that he's cheating out to try to claim boost. The 30 seconds remaining on the clock, though, 2 of those got past him. A little bit frightening. Wouldn't you say, Ben?
Yeah. I would. 5-1. VQ Untethered completely dominating this game. Good to know Perfect Storm are in the grand final, Rich.
Welcome back, Ben, with your Chipotle cup. Leaving me to the wolves by my lonesome.
No, I've been saying the whole time. I just teleported, went to Chipotle, got my free Chipotle, and now I'm back.
5 seconds remaining on the clock. Safe to say this one's going to VQ Untethered. That's going to bring them to 3-1 victory in this series. They only need to win 1 more game to secure their $300 victory for 3rd prize.
You realize I stole your credit card for this, right?
Did you?
Chipotle.
You did! You stole my credit card.
Free Chipotle.
Ben, the best friend you can ever have, steals your credit card to make sure that you pay your debts.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm a good debt collector. I'd be fantastic at that, but in all seriousness...
Oh my... Ethan.
You're on tilt.
I am...
Tinkerbell is on full tilt, ladies and gentlemen. Tinkerbell is on full tilt. But as you said, VQ Untethered 1 game away now from $300, which is good prize money. Not what they would have liked, obviously. But
still,
you walk away with 3rd. Of course, Team EU dominated the tournament today.
I am wrong. I was wrong. But this matchup is something to be excited about. Even though I would have preferred an NA team to win, this is one of the most incredible matchups that we could have asked for.
Top 2 European teams, absolutely.
And also...
Flipside playing so well today. Swarm kind of cruising through as well. Who do you think actually wins in that grand final?
I mean, here's the thing. They've played each other many times, and Swarm's never actually been able to pull off the win. Flipside usually does get the win, but it's always a nail-biter. So maybe they'll be able to do it today. They have been playing pretty well. But the safe bet, the one that I usually do not take, would be for Flipside.
So what are you trying to say, Rich?
I'm trying to say that I am never gambling again until we get to NOLA in like 3 days.
So what you're trying to say is you want to take a bet that Flipside...
What I want to say is Fireburner's going to have an incredible shot on goal right here. It's not going to pay off, though. Lachinio does get pushed off the ball here, and it does stay pretty aggressive for the Kings of Urban. But quickly, VQ Untethered's going to punish them being out of position. Waffle's going to get a goal. Waffle,
in the first minute, already finds the back of the net. Nice little finish from him. Basically, just hits crossbar, falls under. Question now is, how resilient are Kings of Urban? Will we see them bounce back, or is this potentially it for them? Will the heads go down? Something to really pay attention to. Waffle with another great shot. Fireburner flies across the screen there with a beautiful touch, but the shot's going to be rebounded in. Unfortunately, will not go in. Pluto looking to potentially pounce here if Fireburner makes a poor clearance, and that was an abysmal clearance altogether. Waffle should close that in. 2-0. 3 minutes 44 still to go.
During the last game, this was kind of happening too. MW is supposed to be like the defensive player back. You can see him dropping back here, and he overcommits. Gambit is in the net for insurance, but MW's let a few easy goals in just by cheating out of position. Kings of Urban might be falling apart here. We have 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining on the clock, and they're already down 2. Gonna watch Waffle push this out. No problem. Just reading this ball so well. A beautiful dribble.
Oh, sensational dribble. Beautiful individual play.
Does kind of stop the aggression, but that play is going to pay off. This is going to stay on their side of the field for a little while now. Waffle has enough time to drop back, and he has easy position to block this shot.
Oh, it's the rebound, which Fireburner was desperate.
Yeah, not the best clear. Oh, but Waffle's going to punish a bad clear from MW. We do see Gambit drop back in net quickly, but will it be quick enough?
Fireburner off the ceiling of the theater. Back over to Pluto, who can't connect. Flying in comes Waffle.
Waffle kind of nice angle there, but no one's there to get it. Waffle circling around this ball, trying to read it. He does. Maybe going to try to... Oh, he goes for the aerial, and him and Pluto actually collide mid-air. This match is looking pretty decent for Kings of Urban compared to their other matches, but still, VQ Untethered does look dominant.
They look good, but this is good against Kings of Urban. The surprising thing was we're still seeing those small mistakes we didn't really see all through the regular season, and they've crept in at the worst possible time for VQ Untethered. It's very unfortunate that it's a single elim bracket, not a double elim bracket, which I'm sure both them and Cosmic would have much heavily preferred after the outcome of today. It's
another one out.
Sloppy defending. Once again, really, you have to look at that as being safe. Lachinio he's done well to actually put that on target, upside down, may I add. But you have to save that.
Bicycle kick there. I mean, one of the things to think about, too, and not necessarily saying this is true, it's just something to think about. This is by far the largest prize pool there's ever been and the most competitive tournament. I mean, this is the first season of Pro League. This is the first international finals there's ever been for the Pro League. Biggest prize pool. Maybe that's causing some of these teams to play a little bit differently, be a little bit nervous there. We are going to see a shot from Fireburner right here go in.
I mean, yes, but I feel as if it's the bigger teams which have played worse, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like they kind of knew they were playing for money the entire time. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, maybe they knew that first prize was on the horizon, so they kind of choked. Not necessarily saying it's true. It's just something to think about. But we are going to see.
Just let the prize money affect the mentality of the game.
Yeah, just kind of get nervous about it.
I mean, the fact that we don't have a North American team in the final, all jokes aside, is absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. I do think we've talked about this a lot, saying oh, is NA better? Is EU better? And a lot of the times the conversation comes down to something like, oh, NA has the top 2 teams, but EU has 3 through 10. And that tended to be the conversation, but very quickly throughout this season, we've seen that might not be true.
Right.
Cosmic Aftershock and VQ Untethered are still very dominant teams, but it kind of looks like they might be 3 and 4 compared to these 2 EU teams that we actually see in the grand final. All things aside, not even looking at this being the grand final matchup.
I mean, of course, it's kind of on the day thing. Like today, the North Americans just didn't turn up. Why? No one knows, but really we won't get a full answer to that question until we see kind of Europe versus North America on a LAN environment. That's the only real settlement to this argument, although the latest bit of data that we have kind of shows that Europe better than North America right now when it comes to Rocket League. Both European teams, or the top 2 European teams, make their way to the Season 1 final.
Another interesting thing to think about is what if Cosmic Aftershock didn't get knocked out in the first round? How different would the landscape be for this tournament?
Yeah, that's a good point. Should we be converting this to pound sterling right now, like the prize pool? I'm sure they'd appreciate that a little bit.
That's your department.
I get drafted for anything European. I see. I see.
That's
prejudice in the workplace, people.
All right, so we are going to see another goal, though, right now from the Kings of Urban. 20 seconds remaining on the clock. If VQ Untethered manages to keep this 1-goal lead, they are going to walk away with third place.
$300, $100 each for the guys. 10 seconds left. They just need to hold on. And what was looking like such a dominant day for them.
Pluto with a nice angle there. Waffle might try to shoot this or just let it hit the ground and call it a day.
Let the ball hit the ground. Kings of Urban are so good in the final seconds. MW puts a shot on target, and the ball finally
Pluto stops the aggression.
VQ Untethered 4-1. Kings of Urban for 3rd place. Fantastic performance from them throughout the series, but they're going to walk away a little bit upset. I think it's fair to say, not the final placement that they would have been looking for coming in today. A lot of people had them as the best team in Rocket League.
Yeah.
They did, let's be completely honest.
We always see Kings of Urban, though, at the end of the match trying to pull off something crazy, and this match is no different. But sadly, they are going to get 4th place, and that's going to let VQ Untethered win the consolation bracket, win 3rd place, and go home with $300. When we get back, we're going to get to watch the grand final between Swarm Gaming and Flipside Tactics. These 2 teams have faced each other plenty of times before. Swarm Gaming has never managed to get the win. Will they be able to do it after this commercial break? See you after.